to Moments with Mama Sue. I am just as happy as I can be. Happy King Day! Happy King Day! Listen, it's a wonderful day to be alive, to be celebrating, of course, the wonderful contributions of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We remember and we celebrate. And I had an opportunity today to be part of an MLK celebration event here in Midland, America. And it was simply stellar. It was wonderful. There were some awards given to community citizens, and it was just a great all around event. I had an opportunity to be a keynote speaker for that event, and the West Texas chapter rendered music for the celebration, and it was just wonderful to see people from all sectors of our community coming together and recognizing, y'all hear me? Let me say it, let me underscore it again. Recognizing that we can do more together with a spirit of unity than we can do apart. In celebration of Dr. King Day, let me share one of my favorite quotes from him, and it simply says, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? What are you doing for others? And we know that this is the only other celebration or holiday, federal holiday, that is named in recognition of someone's birthday. And it is a day of service. And so I hope that you found a way to brighten someone's day today, that you were able to spread a little joy and sunshine and help somebody. Help somebody. And listen, I told the people today in the keynote, I said, the way that we change our world is the same way that you would eat an elephant. You eat an elephant one bite at a time, and you change the world one person at a time. And you start with yourself. That's the way that we do that. We got to give a shout out to everybody. If you're watching with us today, please like and share this so that we can grow our audience. We have a phenomenal guest today, and I hope there'll just be a whole lot of eyes watching and enjoying her when she comes on in just a few moments. But we also want to grow this platform. So if you aren't already a subscriber on my YouTube channel, would you go over there and be a subscriber? And also want you to like and share this. We are excited about everybody who's on with us right now in real time. And then, of course, all the people who will be joining us in replay. We like all of it. We like all of it. Got to give a shout out to the WJIL.today listeners who tune in for replays on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays on WJIL.today, Gospel Radio, Roku, and Fire Stick TV. Oh, yes, I love it. Oh, yes, I do. And I encourage you to keep writing to me, letting me know how you're enjoying the show and what your thoughts and ideas are. Because, listen, it makes such a big difference to me. Y'all have been seeing me post about engagement and reactions on my Facebook page. It's all because of you. Because you are engaging with me and you're responding to the things that I'm putting out there. And ooh-wee, that makes me so happy. I really appreciate it. I want you to keep rocking and rolling with me. Y'all, we're almost to the end of January. Can you believe it? Oh, where has the month gone? It shot past us. We're at the very end of it, but I have one more activity coming up for a face-to-face on this month. So if you're anywhere in the vicinity and can join us for our Southeast Senior Center sing-along on tomorrow, I would love to have you there. We'll be there at 10 o'clock. However, if you can't join us in person, you can still join us virtually because I always try to go live around 10:30 ish on my Facebook page, Mama Sue Roseberry, and you can get a chance to hear the vivacious elderly seniors that are on there singing, and we're just having a good time, and we sing until we feel better about everything. Okay? And we even have some people who tune in and give us some requests. Y'all don't mess with us. Don't mess with us. We get to singing and I get to play and do all of those things. So it's really a good time. And I appreciate all of you for tuning in. If you aren't already a subscriber to my website, if you aren't already connected, I encourage you to do that. Get connected. You just hustle on over to SueRoseberry.com and make sure you're connected. There's a subscriber-based platform over there where you can participate for a small fee every month, but that just helps me to do more and to do better at what I'm trying to do in ministry. And I thank you, all of the subscribers that are already on there. There is monthly blogs, there's newsletter, there's information and opportunities for us to get together and share. So please go there and connect. I appreciate it. It's exciting to have a place of our own because sometimes out here in these social media streets, you never know when they're going to decide that they don't want to have that platform anymore, or they don't want to support what is being promoted on their social media platforms. So it's good to have a place of your own. And so I thank you, Mama Sue's family, for going there, for connecting and making sure that we're able to continue our communication and connection. I really appreciate that. And then last but not least, I want to tell you to please, 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 ma'am, and please, sir, follow me. Go on over to my social media networks and also to those platforms, especially on YouTube. I'm trying to grow that channel. Go there and subscribe so we can begin to promote some additional things on that platform. That will help me out so much. Listen, I'm glad that you're here tonight. We welcome you because it's the best part of my day, getting to connect with you. And in just a moment, I am going to introduce. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm trying to hold myself down, hold my mule. I'm going to introduce to you our wonderful guest. She's here. She's already raring to go, and we're going to talk to her right after this.
It's beyond entertainment. It's an experience. Book Mama Sue Roseberry today.
It's worthy. Yeah. He's a great God. And I like to say that one of the great things about our God is the magnificent gifts that he places in some earthen vessels. We are fortunate tonight to be able to talk with one of the premier, in my opinion, artists that is out here on the independent level today. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a music educator, she is a psalmist, she's a mom, just everything. And we're going to catch up with her because she's been here before and we're welcoming her back. Would you give a great big Mama Sue's family welcome to Yvonne Matthews?
Hey, Mama Sue. Hey, I'm so glad to be with you again. It's been a
Oh,
long time.
yeah, it's been a minute, but you look wonderful.
Well, God is good. He preserves. I'm so glad He does.
Yes, he does. Well, listen, we have talked because we actually met uh, through the Independent Gospel Artists Alliance that
Right.
Philip Carter had, and that was a collective where we got an opportunity to share and meet. And during that time was when I discovered this female dynamo from Mobile. Tell us about how you got started doing everything that you're doing in music ministry.
Oh wow, it's a long story. Let me see if I can make it short. Well, I a lot of gospel artists have this testimony that they started when they were very young. At the age of 3, even remember winning a talent contest with my dad against kids who were much older than I. Remember him holding me in his arms. I was wearing my ribbon and won first place. And at the age of 8, I did my first recording. Yes, and travel with my dad, then start traveling with my family. I started playing piano very young. I became a musician at the age of 12, a minister of music at the age of 21. And I've done things with my singing group, with my family, all through the years. Just everything in music. Became a music educator, um, a teacher, language arts teacher, high school principal, all of those things tied in with my music as well. And I've had the opportunity to travel overseas. As a result of being invited to travel overseas, I had to have my own project, which started my Yvonne Matthews recording career over because I was on everybody else's project. I did not have my own. So I had to have my own. And when we debuted the CD here in Europe first in Italy, and then in the United States in February, right following that, and the music just took off. And right after that, the pandemic hit, and I thought that was the end of it all. But because of the pandemic and because of me getting on my front porch singing, it springboarded me into meeting a whole lot of people and people being catching up with who Yvonne Matthews is. I'm trying to make it a short story. So that's how I began with my career much later in life.
Well, listen, one of the things that I absolutely love, and she's kind of frozen, y'all, our technology has been going wacky over the last few minutes, so
Okay.
just bear with us because we're here. One of the things that I absolutely love is your front porch concerts. You just, it looks like radiate as you are sharing music ministry from your front porch. Whose idea was that?
The Lord's. you know, it came about after the pandemic hit in March. I released my music in February of that year. Pandemic hit in March, okay? And everything was dead. Just dead. Nothing was happening. And I said, well, I'm going to entertain my neighbors. I said, I'm just going to get on the porch and put my keyboard out there and my speaker. And I said, well, while I'm doing it, why don't I just live stream so people who may want to catch it, I can encourage them too, because everybody had just sort of like fallen off from live streaming. It just, everything just went dead. So on April the 9th, 2020, I did my first front porch ministry, but it wasn't called that. But when I was singing, the dogs started howling. I tell this story all the time. I said, I guess I'm ministering to the dogs or I'm messing with them, one or the other. And I said, well, I'm just going to say I'm ministering to the dogs and everybody else. I'm just going to call this my front porch ministry. And it took off from there before I got off the porch singing. So that was barely any foot traffic at that time. But I just played the music loudly enough so they could hear from house to house and in my neighborhood. And before I got off the porch, 5,000 people had looked at it. Before the end of the week, almost 50,000 people had looked at it. And that's how it began April the 9th, 2020. And it's been going on ever since. I when my husband became ill, I had to take a little break from it. And because it gets so hot in Mobile, Alabama, I can't melt on the porch during those months. So I have to take off. When it gets cold, I can't do it then. So there's a little break in it, but I try to do it at least once a month to bless those. I have a lot of foot traffic. I even have people who start to book spaces in my yard. So to come for and I have tea and cupcakes or cookies or crumpets or sometimes a little bit more based on them. And sometimes I have to put some tents out because I might have a bumper crop of people who will come by. And sometimes it's just me, my daughter, business manager, and my husband. And I sing to one like I sing to 1,000 because it's all for an audience of one. God, I sing it all to Him. So it's just for Him, but other people get a chance to experience
I love that. I love that. And you know, your generosity of spirit is just so big. It radiates from you, Yvonne, because you just absolutely pull in so many people. You talked about being a music educator, and over the years, the music that you've created, you've been able to collaborate with some of your students in creating your music. Talk
it.
about how that came about.
Yes, most definitely. Well, my students still are my heart. I love them so much. Even when we were doing big productions at the schools, I had one student in particular, Rajesh Kastarfin. I got him to start making our tracks. I would buy tracks that were already made, and some of the music we wanted to do wasn't on tracks. So he started doing it, and hey, we made it work. Well, that young man right now is a Grammy Award winning, Dove and Stellar Award winning producer, musician, songwriter, and some of my other students, like James White, we call him Jay, Pastor James Harris White, who's now in Texas. He's written music, he's done my background vocals, and so many others. Brandon Pear, Huntsville. I did not teach Brandon, but he's in the circle with all of them. They're friends. So they do stuff, my former students, and they bring in their friends. So when I had to get that project together for Italy that I was telling you about, well, I didn't find out till August. We were leaving in December. I had to have everything together. The business side, the graphics, everything had to be back before we left. They pulled that project together. They got songwriters to write the music, the background vocals, the arrangements, the tracks. I just did the business side and the graphic side on my end. And look, they pulled it off and it has been blessing me. And even now, with my newest project, they are still rocking it for their teacher. And I love it that they are so gifted. My students are so gifted. They're everywhere on Broadway. They're PhD, Fortune 500 companies. I mean, everywhere. But they come back and they help their dear old teacher. They don't think it robbery.
I love that. And I love that you were so inspirational to them and they see the value of continuing that collaboration. That is awesome. But that collaboration hasn't only been with your students. I want you, listen, y'all, Yvonne has collaborated with some awesome individuals. And over the pandemic, largely connecting with a virtual audience through IGAA, it
Yes.
forged another communication. And in just a few days, you're going to be a participant in a conference that's brand new.
Brand new with Philip
Brand new. I
Carter.
want you to talk about that
I
because
am,
we got to catch up.
yeah, I'm stoked about it. Philip Carter, I can't quite keep up with him, but I met him because of the Front Porch Ministry. He saw me online, and I feel like we've known each other forever. But this conference in March in the DC area is going to be just epic. And I'm going to meet so many of the Hymns family, people who have connected with him, with me, through music. And so many of them are writing books, they're writing songs. He's allowing them to submit their music to him. He is such a giver.
Hmm.
So I mean, if you can come March the 20th to the 23rd to the DMV area, I'm gonna call it that, and you go to Philip Carter's page and see all the information. Mama Sue, you're gonna be there too, right?
No, I
You
won't
can't
get to
make it.
make it. I
I'm gonna
wanted
miss
to
you.
so bad. I was trying.
Well, next time I'm trying to get you on my front porch, but we we're gonna be that. So if you go to Phillips Carter page and you can see where you can get registered for it. Is not too expensive, and you're not too far away. Some registrations are off the fees are off the chain. These are not. And you will learn so much. You will interact with so many people, especially if you're a songwriter, a singer, or a lover of hymns, a lover of music, good religious gospel music. It does not have to be just contemporary gospel or traditional gospel. It can be that music that is that divine church music, wherever you put it in, that honors God. And I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be awesome. Listen, we were laughing a little bit before we came on the air about all the things that Philip has involved these wisdom year ladies in doing with sound and audio and all of that stuff. I'm telling you, he has stretched us.
I know. I'm saying, I don't know if I want an old dog to learn new tricks. I got all the tricks I need, but no, he really has. I know how to put together your studio, how to fix your sound, and if I do have a problem, hey, I text him, Phil, I'm having an issue. Come on, help me now. You got me all totally involved in this. Well, into to stepping it up. We started in one spot, but if you never get better, I tell you, when I turn 99, I'm still going to be learning. I'm not going to stop the learning process.
Oh,
So
I
I
love
encourage
that.
everybody to keep learning. There is more. We've only scratched the surface, and we won't know the totality of it all till we go to see Jesus. And then we won't even need it all because we're just going to praise and have a good time.
Amen to that. Listen, when we got involved in this journey, and I know for myself because I'm more than 3 times 7, and I get to thinking sometime, why at this season? But do you know if God brings us to it, he intends for us to go through it. When he opens those doors, he intends for us to walk through them.
There's no
Yvonne
fear.
has won so many awards and she's traveled abroad, but she continues to evolve and do new things. And now we're going to talk about the testimony that comes along with our ministry right after this. Woo! It's Mama Sue, and I absolutely love connecting with you. Woo! Listen, if you are just tuning in, I am so excited on this King Day to be able to spend some moments with you and have you tune in to hear from my wonderful special guest, Yvonne Matthews. Yvonne has been doing music virtually overseas on her front porch everywhere. But listen, Just because you are singing and blessing God doesn't mean you will not have problems. Yvonne has a testimony because recently you went through some health issues with your husband. Share your testimony with us, Yvonne.
Yes, well, in March of 2023, we went and got, well, February of 2023, I knew that my husband was having some symptoms very similar to a family member. And I kept encouraging him before that. I said, you need to go to the doctor because you're having the same symptoms. And he just refused. I finally got him to go. And in March of 2023, he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. Well, he wasn't going to take the treatments, but I said, but look, God is not through with you yet. So in April of 2023, he started the treatment for multiple myeloma. I said, it from what all of I've read is that it's curable, has a high cure rate. And I said, we're going to go for it because we trust the Lord in all that we do. Well, he did. It was a tough patch. It really, really was a tough patch, but he got a stem cell transplant in October of 2023. And in December of 2023, he was declared multiple myeloma free. And I just thank God for it. I stopped everything. Yeah, I wasn't on the porch, but I did while we were at the facility in Little Rock, Arkansas. They had a fabulous grand piano there. And at the end of the day, so I wouldn't get kicked out by security, I would go play a song or two and do it live from that wonderful Steinway grand piano. So I praise the Lord through all of it, even though it was tough. Look, I just thank God for it. And unlike some people who their turnaround is not that quick, but I'm just grateful about it. So between all that, I was working on a big stage musical, just doing a whole lot of things. And we were getting there. I was working on my sororities. We had a regional. I was over the music. And right after that, I got on tax day of April 2024, I started having pains like I was having a heart attack. And I took some medicine and it went away. And I said, if this happens again, but in an hour, the pain came back like with a vengeance. So I told my husband, I said, you're going to have to take me to the emergency room because I've never suffered with pain like this before. So he took me and I stayed in the hospital for 10 days and had major surgery. And it's been a journey, but I am doing better. I finished doing all the stuff from the hospital bed and from my bed here at home to get ready for the big musical that was presented in March of 20. Well, that was it had already been presented, but I started working on trying to do my CD after that, a new CD. So I mean, it's been a journey, but God is if whatever happened to me, it pushed my heart all the way over to the right, and it went as far as it could go, and it was like I was having a heart attack, but I was not having a heart attack. And I'll just tell you this: from looking back at my old film, they know that I had been singing with only the use of one lung, without my diaphragm because it was displaced. But I was singing hard, and I didn't know any difference. But now I have the use of of that lung and my diaphragm again. So I'm just grateful. Look, I'm trying to not make it sound so gruesome to you but it was tough. It was very tough. But now just things are really looking so much brighter. And I give God the praise. And after all of that happened, we did Youth on the Winning Side, my big youth conference in July. Right after that, I flew to Chicago to be with Roscoe Costarfin, to put 5 songs in the can, as we say, to record. And that EP, because it has only 5 songs, just came out on January the 17th. So through hard times, trials, and between all of that, almost every one of my family members who are close, my brothers and sisters or nieces and nephews, and a grandchild, had major, and a son, major health challenges. My son had a kidney transplant in March of 2023, right when we got the diagnosis of my husband's multiple myeloma. God is so faithful. And I just thank you. And what he did, he was preparing me for it through a song that I wrote back in 2022 that says, Lord, I need you like I never needed you before. And the title of it on the EP is Like I Never Needed You Before. He was preparing me. And this EP is a testament. Every track is talking about what sort of what you go through, but it's not a pity party. It's
Mm.
giving God the glory because He is our help, very present help in the time of trouble.
Ooh, glory to God. Glory to God.
Mm.
And listen, we were praying
Yes,
and
Lord.
trusting and believing God right along with you because sometimes people think that when you're serving God, nothing should go wrong for you. You know, we think, I'm living for you, Lord. All I know how. Why is this happening to me? But listen, we have to go through our trials knowing that God is going to bring us out.
Every time. He'll never
Ooh,
leave you nor forsake you. That's the song, the lead song that I got. Never leave me. You'll never leave me alone. I've seen the lightning flashing. I heard the thunder roll. Never, never.
ooh, that's a good place to bring up the visual. Let me see if I can get it up here because, y'all, I need you to follow Yvonne and get in touch with what she has going on. It's available. It came out on the 17th. Never alone, never alone.
Never.
He promised. And y'all, there is a video. I've seen the video. It's so good. Yvonne and her husband are on there getting and doing an Oscar winning performance at the beginning of the video.
Yes, and look, it's just sort of like what we do all the time around the house. And that look, that entire almost the entire video was done in my house on my front porch. What you see on Sunday, you see a lot of that, and never thought about it until till this. Yeah, but if you go to Yvonne Matthews Music, and even my YouTube and Vivo, all of them together now under Yvonne Matthews. So if you just put it in, you will find me. And if you go to my website, YvonneMatthewsMusic.com, you can order a hard copy. I really want everybody to get a hard copy. I told them I'm leaving a legacy for young people and other people who want to do this. You can do it if you want to, but you must have your ducks in a row. Otherwise, you'll be just throwing away money and not doing it right. You need to do it as with excellence as much as you can, and with knowing the business side and all of that. So I'm trying to leave a legacy. So if you get a hard copy, we'll get it in the mail. You can order it online for the hard copy, and you can still download and stream it. It's on every platform. But that video will bless you. Go to YouTube and look at it. You might get a little tickle at the beginning, but hey, stay with it all the way to the end.
Because there is certainly a message in there, and she lets us know at the very beginning, or her husband lets us know at the very beginning, the basis for the song coming
Yes.
from the word of the Lord.
Yes, and Brian C. Hines, who is a Mobilian but is now living in Atlanta, was a cinematographer for that, and we worked together and put it together very quickly. But hey, when you're gonna do it, you just do it. Put it together, but the editing is what takes a whole long time. But it's been a joy to do, and whatever I do, give God the glory. I want to enjoy it. It might be hard work, may cost a lot of money, but you want to do the best that you can. You know about that, Mama Sue.
Oh
You don't put out
yes, I
any
know
junk,
about it.
and
A-
you make good connections,
Absolutely.
and you
And I
you
want
do
to
it.
talk about a little bit about um, your youth for on the
Youth
winning
on the winning
side
side.
because she does some phenomenal work with young people, and I want her to tell us all about that right after this. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Miss Annie from way down south. She's loud, she's fun, but you'd better watch out. Put on your seatbelt and take the rollicking ride with the unpredictable Miss Annie as she whips and turns and drives straight into your heart. Own it today at www.sueroseberry.com.
Yeah, I love Miss Annie.
Listen. We are having a good time on today. I am talking with Yvonne Matthews of Mobile, Alabama. And before the break, I brought up something that Yvonne has been doing for a number of years. She can tell you exactly how many. Youth on the winning side, but it's because she's pouring back into these young people and teaching them the wonderful joy of singing gospel music. Okay?
Yeah, almost 35 years ago, we began Youth on the Winning Side. My group, New Image, we came together and we wanted to do something that no one else was doing in the area to help our youth and to enhance and to help the churches. We wanted to strengthen the youth so when they go back to their churches, they could really help in that setting. But we also wanted to bring the youth together who could encourage their peers who were not in the church to get them to the church. So we started Youth on the Winning Side. The very first Youth on the Winning Side, we were blown away. We had 325 kids, the very first one. So the kids were hungry for it. They really were. And we had one big choir from the ages 3 to 25. Why such a wide span? Because at 18 to 25, that's the group who they're not quite sure if they're still a teenager or if they're grown or they're still trying to find themselves. So that's how we started. It grew phenomenally up to 1,500 kids. We had to start having the event at the Civic Center in the arena, just to have a stage large enough to have all the kids. And we started adding different components after the first year. It was just music in the gospel music in the beginning. Then we separated the groups from 3 to 9, 10 to 25. Then we added classical music element with the music readers. If you were a music reader and you wanted to do that, we would do classical, mostly spirituals. These were for our music readers to enhance the programs in the schools to teach the kids, even if they could just follow the score. If they couldn't read the music, we teach them within that time frame how to actually sight read. We added that. We added dance, liturgical dance to it. We added step to it. We added mime to it. We added drama to it. So it's grown exponentially. We added scholarships to it. So each year we have donors who give us money to give the participants. They have to do a little something because we can't give everybody one who's graduating. So they have to put a little skin in the game, and then we give up to from anywhere from 8 to 10 scholarships each summer to our graduating seniors who are willing to apply to that. So it's grown exponentially. Now, what we did in the midst of it, we actually commandeered the numbers down because it was losing some of the quality. It was getting so big. We have volunteers. We have peer-to-peer mentoring. We bring in a guest clinician. Last time we had Javante Patton, a recording artist. We've had, oh Lord help me, Bernard Williams from Atlanta, Bernard Williams II. And we brought in Lord, you thought I was worth saving? It's one of our special guests. What's his name? Brown. Anthony Brown. Help me. So we bring in big people to teach them, but we keep the fee very nominal and we get donations. So they never pay more than $35. And that covers a t-shirt, the music book, snacks for each night. And it's for 1 week. And the concert itself, so it's really just everybody have a little skin in the game. But if you can't pay, especially if you got multiple children in one household, we find sponsors or we sponsor them. So we give no one any excuses for not participating. You can come, and then we have presenters that have for the parents who present to them. Like if you have children who are on the spectrum, they give you resources to tell you where to go to help with that. We tell parents how to help with scholarship searches for their kids. All kind of we have resources, and then we bring in special people to the kids who speak to them. They can't have more than 10 minutes a night because we're there rehearsing. So and the rehearsals start at 5. And the last group, the music readers, they get out about 10:30 that night. So we have a very strict schedule and it runs very well. We got it down like fine tooth comb, and everybody gets a T-shirt, and but you have to register by the first night because after that we can't get the T-shirts. And we found a vendor who can pump them out for us, and don't have to register way. We try to get them to pre-register way ahead, but you only get some. But we want everybody to get the full effect, and we live stream it. We don't cut any corners now. You know me, I like doing it
Uh-huh.
with excellence, and we have a awesome time. So many kids are just blessed. They're filled with the Holy Ghost, get saved. They we've had. I remember one story from one year. A little boy came, and they lived up in Pensacola. A lot of kids fly in for this for the summer vacation, and he influenced his mother to come. Well, at the rehearsal, she got saved. And then when he went back home, he told his grandparents, who were not saved at that time, and his siblings, he got them to go to church, and everybody got baptized and saved.
Mm.
So it's working. That I just give God the glory. It's not because of us, not because of me, all because we are obedient and we do what the Lord tell us to do.
Oh, listen, that in itself is worth it all.
Amen.
If just one soul comes to Jesus Christ,
Amen.
comes to know Him in the pardon of their sins, that
Amen.
is worth it all. And that's what we've got to do. We have to find a way to energize our youth. But Yvonne gets right in there with them. Now, I'm telling you, you got to see these videos. Y'all just go to Yvonne Matthews Music. Go to her YouTube channel and see all of her videos. Put her name in and call them up because you're going to see her getting a groove on now. She be right.
Well, never leave me. I'll do a little stepping in there. And my very first one, even glad they had me do a little stepping. So, you know, hey, the music it will bless you. I wouldn't tell you to go to it, but look, help me with my legacy. Get a live hard copy of any of my music. So, and it's some, I don't have anything to play it on. Let me tell you, buy one and take it to a senior citizen center where they have CD players, and a lot of the residents have or nursing home, they have CD players, and they understand how to operate those, and it's really a blessing to them. They don't know anything about downloading and streaming.
Mm-mm.
They really don't, but they can work with a CD. So if you want to gift it to them, do that for them. Hey, I just want to bless them. The music will bless you. It bless me first. It will bless you. I really know it will.
And not only that, what I keep trying to tell people is that we have to kind of grow up in our thought process about supporting artists and supporting the ministry because if you follow a Swiftie, Taylor Swift is selling CDs and Beyonce is selling CDs, and her followers don't have nothing to play it on either. They just
Correct.
getting it because they want to support their artist. And they then have something that can be considered a souvenir or memorabilia. So you don't have to get it just thinking, I don't have nothing to play it on. Just get it so you can have it and be a support to the ministry. So I'm going to put that visual up there again. Never alone. Never alone. We want you to get it. We want you to go to her website and order the EP. You're going to get, I believe, 5 songs on
Yes.
there, and you will enjoy. I promise you, You will enjoy every single one of them. I've already ordered mine. I can't wait to get it because it's going to be awesome.
It's
I
been
have
mailed.
all,
You ought to get it.
uh-huh. I have Yvonne's other music. She's got so much great music out there. So
Yeah.
go there, support her, get it, or if what you do is download, then be sure to download it and stream it. Not just stream it
That's right.
on your platform, but download it and stream it so that we can be a blessing to Yvonne, to what God is doing in her life. We want to be a part of fertile ground.
Amen.
Amen. We want to
Amen.
be a part of supporting somebody who is doing something awesome and incredible in the world. Now, I'm going to give you all an opportunity for Moments with Mama Sue exclusive because you know this is what we do over here. And she didn't know I was going to ask her, but I'm going to ask her to sing a little teach or something. She going to have to sing a hymn, or if she want to give us a line from a song, whatever it is, I'm going to let her think about that and decide what it's going to be. And I'm going to give her a big intro and bring her back to do it exclusive on King Day on Moments with Mama Sue so we can hear it in just a moment. But while she's thinking about it and getting that together, I want to invite you. I want to invite you to please, please, please see if you can find it in your heart to be a supporter of what it is that we're doing. And you can do that in a variety of ways. If you are watching with me and you like what we have going on, you can support me on via Cash App or either Venmo. You can do it by Cash App at $Sue Roseberry. If that's not your thing and you say I prefer Venmo, well, here we go. Venmo at Sue-Roseberry-1. And if neither of those gives you a warm fuzzy, and if you're saying, child, I do not do those digital platforms with money, then you can just do old school and you can mail any amount to P.O. Box 51422, Midland, Texas 79710. And I will tell you that everything that you are giving helps me to be able to do ministry better, to do more, to find other ways to add technology to the things that we're doing. Y'all see my microphone and everything. I don't want to be like Vanna and just show it to y'all and stuff, but I am trying with everything that's within me to make sure that we offer you an excellent product. So subscriptions and all of the technical things that go along with that, I am here for it, and I thank you for joining me in supporting that. Now, we're getting ready to hear from this phenomenal woman of God, Yvonne Matthews of Mobile, Alabama, in an exclusive just for Moments with Mama Sue, sharing something with us from her heart. Yvonne?
Thank you. Let me know if this keyboard is too loud because we didn't check.
It sounds fine.
Sound fine. No other help I know. That's from my new EP. No other help I know. Oh God of heavenly host, there is no other help I know. No, there is no other help I know. Father, I stretch my if thou withdraw thyself, thyself from me. Oh, whither shall I? No other help I know. No other help I know. God of heavenly host, there is no other help I know. No.
Woo, glory. I was just over here with my hands elevated and extended because there is no other help. Woo, y'all heard it here exclusively on Moments with Mama Sue. And when you do it like that, then the social media police can't get you and can't shut you down.
That's right.
Thank you, Yvonne. We had a question that I wanted to address from
Okay.
Humility Gospel Fruit. She said, how do you see new artists evolving as independents in this new era of technology?
Well, new artists sort of get under the wing of somebody, if you can, who's already doing it. That will help a whole lot because it the industry changes daily. When I put out my last EP from in 2022 to now, so much has changed. So much. So you have to know the business. But where I see you evolving, first just know that you're called to do it. Okay? You're called to it. Then if you're called to it, ask the Lord to just give you a game plan and then start studying. You have to study to show yourself approved because if you don't, you will really make wrong steps in this industry. If you're not a songwriter, find somebody who's a good songwriter. If you are a songwriter, bounce it off of somebody to see, because sometimes you get a piece of a song, it's not a whole song, or it may need to be just reworked. Okay. So as a new artist, start branding yourself. You can brand yourself. Find out what your brand is and stick with your brand. Know who you are. Don't change. Just like with this new EP that I have, my hair right now is just like the hair on the EP. I needed to be with that right now. That's where I'm branding it. So you can break into this new artist, but you've got to be consistent. You can't be all over the place. And one thing I can tell new artists, if you're in gospel music, be in a church. Don't be trying to be a gospel artist and you're not hooked up to a body in Christ. And also build your grassroots following. If nobody will follow you at home, don't think that anybody beyond your sphere of influence is going to follow you. So it's some homework that you've got to do on your own. But if you know you got the gift, and you don't have to be the best singer. You don't have to be the best songwriter. You don't have to be the best musician. You just need to offer something that's just a little different and people can feel it from your heart. And then if you get under the umbrella with somebody who can sort of guide you, and if ask the Lord to lead you to them or ask the Lord to lead you to them. And there's some good people. I see one right now. I'm looking in her face, Mama Sue Roseberry. If you're in if you're in Texas, anywhere near her, she will share with you. Now you cannot monopolize a person's time, but you can get some real nuggets. And you can buy the book, This Business Music. They update it every year. The
Mm-hmm.
business music, it's updated every year. You can Google it. There's so many things. If you get on, become part of Spotify, you become a part of Amazon Music, but they send out so much stuff to you to help to groom you. And all of it may not just say church music, gospel music, it's just industry notes, industry information that you need to know. So, new artists, you can. If the old artists got into it, the new artists can too. Don't think that you can't do it. But like I said, make sure you call to it, you talk to the Lord, get some good human resources, and then get some good other resources to to get into this industry.
And then one other thing too, we can encourage you to do some collaborations. Don't
Yes.
feel like you have to invent the wheel. There are so many artists out there who are willing to work with you. If you've got something good and they have something good, work together to produce something because it's really good to be able to talk to somebody. I feel like Yvonne is a wonderful resource for me as a friend. If I'm getting ready to do something and I have a question, I can reach out and ask her, Yvonne, have you heard about this? Do you know about this? To ask questions and get some wonderful feedback about what it is you're trying to do. Because let me tell you, music industry is not cheap.
It's not.
And people are just going after it and just thinking, I'm going in the studio and I'm going to do something, and they put out something that may cost them a lot of money, but it's not of the quality that will allow them to measure up in the marketplace. So whatever you're creating is going to have to stand up beside Kirk Franklin and Elevation Music and, you
Yes.
know, Tamala Man and, Tasha Cobb. It's going to have to stand up with everybody else.
Yes.
So you need to make sure that your investment is sound and you're doing things that really make good
Right.
business sense.
And invest in yourself. I made a choice to invest in me. For so many years, I invested in so many others. So I said, I've spent a lot of money with other people to, so I said it was time to do it for me. So that's what I did. I took my dollars and I invested in me. And I still sold into other things now. I didn't just get totally selfish, but I did get a little selfish and say, look, I've helped everybody else. Now let's see where this goes for me. And it has gone well. And I'm no looking back, no looking back for me. And does it mean you have to put out something every other day, every year? No, it doesn't. One thing about gospel music, it has a long shelf life if it's good. If it's good, it has a long shelf life. So that's one good thing I like about good music, good gospel, and good any music. It has a long shelf life. So if you do a good project in the beginning, and don't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna let that ride," because every time you listen to it, you say, "I shouldn't have let that ride. I should have redone it." You go back and say, "Oh, I hate I let that pass." So those
Because you
kinds of
want to be
things.
proud of it. You want to be
Yes, you really
proud
do.
of it. And it needs to just be the very best that you can do. And if we live long enough, we'll learn to do something new, and we can always improve on the next thing that comes rolling by.
Right.
But at that moment, you need to feel like you have given it your very best.
Yes. And I'll
And
tell
then
you,
another.
Philip Carter has been one of the best ones who've reached out to try to really help people that I know,
Hmm.
or a person of his magnitude. And you reach out and you help so many of us. You interview people, and you know, uh, on your platform. And everybody should make sure that you are supporting Mama Sue Roseberry, whether it's as a subscriber or liking, sharing, following every post, comment. She gets kudos from YouTube and Facebook and her other platforms when you actually comment and share. So those kind of things, and those are such easy things to do. And
Hmm.
and when you find people of quality, you should do that. Woman of quality here, so do it for her.
Last last question, Yvonne. How do you imagine new artists growing in 2025 with all of the new technology that is available? Because you talked about some of the new things that you are able to employ even on this last EP. So, what's some of the new stuff that's out there that artists can be using to grow in 2025?
Well, let me just tell you, if you have multiple platforms, try to get them all up under one artist platform. So you may have a Vivo channel, you may have a YouTube channel, you may have one that's in one name, one that's in another name. Try to get them all under that one name. So you can get that little blue dot that says you are an official artist. So I finally got all mine under one blue dot, and I try to be very consistent with my email address that I have that's associated with my website, Yvonne at YvonneMatthewsMusic.com. My website, YvonneMatthewsMusic.com. You can look up any of my other, even if you don't know the underscore and the specific handle. If you put in Instagram, Yvonne Matthews, I will come up. If you put on the X, Yvonne Matthews, I will come up. If you put on the TikTok, Yvonne Matthews, I should come up. So you understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
those kind of you got all these. Then as new platforms become available, you find out about those as well. When you if you put your music in, make sure that you just say with Amazon Music that you have your Amazon Music artist page. You have your Spotify artist page. You have all every one of these digital platforms has an artist page. So those are things when you're consistent and people don't have to search hard for you. But if they have to do a hard search to try to find you, people give up very easily. Even when they're looking at a live, people decide within the first 3 seconds if they're going to stay on with you. So those kinds of things for new in 2025, look and see what is the most. You want to be relevant. What's the most relevant thing today? That's why we couldn't just stay on Facebook because if you want to, you can get a certain age group of your people who will follow you, but you got to diversify, but keep it consistent.
That is awesome. So, I hope that you have enjoyed getting a chance to reconnect with Yvonne. I hope that you will get busy right now and go and download her new project, Never Alone. Oh, it's going to bless you. I need you to go to her YouTube channel and Yvonne Matthews Music and be watching that video. Watch it a few times. I had to watch it a few times because I missed some the first time. So I went back and watch again and again. We want you to watch it so that you will be able to help boost the promotion of the product that she has going. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. I ask you to just continue to roll with us. Give us your support and your prayers as we keep moving forward with doing new and exciting things in 2025. Yvonne, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
too.
so much for joining me tonight and hang out with me backstage as we wrap so I can make sure I get this in the can.
Thank you.
All right. And everybody else, I look forward to seeing you on the very next Moments with Mama Sue.